Hello and welcome back. I'm Sarah, and yes, it's been some time since I last uploaded a video, mainly because we got really busy. And I know we said this last time because we decided that we were going to restart the bakery and whatnot, which we have done. And then we had the brief sort of closure during Christmas because we had problems with his roof and other things going on. That wasn't so brief actually. That went on for like 3 months. We've literally opened up last week. In doing that though, we've also opened up the way we do things just to give us a little bit of a breathing space. So now we've collaborated with another local business owner and we're really good friends with, and we've decided that across the board for all of the businesses, which we'll talk about in a sec, that we have now collaborated on all of those fronts so that we're able to, share expertise, share time, and help build together. I think it's the way forward, given the sort of the climate that we live in now, where everything's so much harder. Business is just so much harder to sort of drive. If you can hear a dog in the background, I do apologise. She's a pain, but we love her. So ultimately, bakery's opened back up. We're really happy about that. We have lightened our load a little bit though, because what we did decide was that doing the whole bakery ourselves were really hard. It was so time consuming, and yes, the quality is something that we didn't want to sort of compromise on, but it's really difficult not to do that when you're so time sort of stretched. So what we did is, alongside the business collaboration, we also have started to open ourselves up as a bakery for other bakers that aren't sort of in a shop yet, but they're wanting a springboard or a location where they can supply their goods, fully registered and all those type of things. So we've been doing that, and it's been received pretty well, to be fair. And like I say, it's reduced a little bit of our time, and we're hoping that our customers and new customers are going to come on board and support that as a local enterprise. And that's all in lieu of the charity organisation that we're going to be doing as well, which I've spoke about in previous videos. So we're hoping when we do open that there's going to be a larger collaborative across the whole of our sort of local town, where all the businesses, local entrepreneurs and all those type of things come together and offer their expertise and their craftsmanship or anything like that. So that there's like a one hub to view them all, and then they still have their own locations as well, wherever they need to or want to. Where then if somebody wants to see something in more detail or wants to look at other things that they've got, then they can go and visit those locations too. But it gives you 2 outlets at least. For some of them, they might not even have one. So there's that. Amidst all this, I know we mentioned that we'd opened an events business as well, and I think I've mentioned a florist. Could be wrong. If I feel like I need to go back and watch the last 3 videos myself to remind me where I'm at. But yeah, ultimately, so within the events business, there were a large space downstairs where we anticipated it'd be quite a nice idea to run the floristry from. So, floristry is something that I've done for a lot of years for events and weddings and such what. But we've never opened it up as a regular sort of shop front location where people come in and just get daily bouquets and such. But we've partnered up with Interflora, and that's what we've started to do. And it's been received really well. We're a lot easier than I thought. I mean, as far as setting businesses up goes, floristry, correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems to be pretty easy. I mean, it were a case of just clean your location, get all your health and safety stuff in place and any risk assessments and anything like that for having people walk through your door, your insurance, and pretty much stock it, sell it, and anybody on board like Interflora and stuff like that, get your suppliers in order. I mean, it weren't an hard process. I think if anybody's thinking of something to do that, is quick to learn, is sort of available to all genres, then actually it's a really good little business, and it is making a little bit of money, which has been great. And like I said, we've partnered with our two friends, Anna and John, and they're really sort of engrossed in this as well, which has been really nice because it's taken a lot of pressure off where we could be taking on far too much and unable to apply ourselves correctly to those different avenues. Now we've got that little bit more time, so we can pull back a little bit. They just pick up the slack and really focus on it as a whole. And as they get more adept to the way sort of that we initially wanted to run things and how we do things, I think it's becoming quite a unique partnership between us all. It has been, it's not been a stressful process, but it's been different. You know, when I think in business, everybody always thinks to themselves, oh, you're only answerable to yourself, and that's why you do self-employment and all those type of things. But really, you never are. You know that you've still got to meet local regulations and policies and other things, and you've still ultimately got to, provide what you earn and all those type of things. So, self-employed, is it really what we all hope for nowadays? I don't know. It's much harder, isn't it, to just be your own boss, as it stands anyway, currently. But yeah, we have the events, which is going really well. Had quite a few bookings, happy with that. We've got the floristry, that seems to be doing okay. I'm touching wood for all these. And the bakery's back open, so that's a weight off, because ultimately that employed people that we've been ticking along, waiting for it to back, to be at a point where we could open it back up. And the charity is still in progress. We had a meeting and we've discussed all the sort of like what we propose to do as a business and how we propose to sort of fill in the rents and all those type of things over a period of time and become a functioning charity rather than just a deficit one. So yeah, we're looking, hopefully, that's going to be like a 7 to 9 month process now. And I know that's a lot longer than when we first looked at it, because it was meant to be February, but we're in March now, so that didn't happen. But yeah, I think it's going to be late summer, maybe this year at all. We'll see. But nothing moves fast when you're working with the council, I'm afraid. But yeah, we've been received really well, and as ideas have been taken on board, and I think they were really quite open to some of the sort of the notions that we've got for that, which were refreshing, because I went in with the anticipation that we were really have to like battle for this. It was going to be a real ball ache, for want of a better expression, to get people on board, to have people have a little bit of confidence in us and to want to put us out there. But ultimately, when we did it, they were really on board. They were really happy with the ideas. We'd put a really robust business plan together, so that helps. And it's something I always do, is that for all my businesses, because I just think that without the plan, you're sort of floating around in, no man's land with no idea really what your next sort of step is, or even where you're at that moment in time. So for me, I like plans, and that fits perfectly into it. And it proves that when you do have a robust business plan and you have your projections and you have your 3 to 5 year forecasts and all those type of things, and you break even points and what all those things look like with contingencies in place, that people really respect that and they can get on board with it, because it's things that you're just not saying. You're backing up with local economic sort of results and things as well, and you've done your research. We've got demographical research as to who the people are that we're looking at, and we've got as USP and all those things. And I think that really does set you apart when you're trying to sort of nail down these projects and whatnot. So for us, that's worked anyway, and we are looking forward to that. I think, given that that's going to be more of a labour of love, it's a scary one, because you want to get it right. when it's something that means so much to such a large space and large demographic, I don't really want to get it wrong. So it needs to be nailed down straight away. And again, we're opening ourselves up for collaborations and whatnot, but there will primarily be just a few of us that's in charge of that. But yeah, we are looking forward to that, really are. We're getting back on with cakes. We never actually left the cakes. We've been doing cakes ever since. Bakery closed down. Really enjoying them. And now, because we've had a little bit of time to be able to do them, we are spending more time on them, which is, that's a quality win, isn't it, I suppose. But we would like to start and do videos again for them, because we did get some traction. The channel actually started to do some movement in the right direction, and then everything just collapsed around us. We've got a couple of really exciting wedding cake orders on. It's definitely going to be videoing those, can't speak. And we got a new addition to our family, and this time it's not a two-legged version, it's a four-legged version. So we've got a little black Labrador puppy, and she is gorgeous, but an absolute pain at the same time. She chews everything. She's a little barker. She's ace. We've really missed having dogs. There was a period of time when we weren't able to have them, with the different traumas and such that the children had experienced. But now we've got one again, and it's great. We're looking forward to camping. I know this is turning into a very broad video encompassing all sorts of stuff, but we are looking forward to camping again. We've gone and bought a much larger tent, and if anybody's interested, we're more than happy to sort of vlog that process of how it is. We bought an Airedale SE, and it's one that I think it can take up to 14 people the way we've done it, because there's 3 internal bedrooms, then there's a side extension, and then we bought an extension for the other side as well. So we've got sort of an extra space for a bedroom. There will be 14 of us in total, but there'll be 2 tents, but only 2 in the other tent, because my mum and dad like their own space, and I do not blame them, given that we have 8 million children. Our tent will be the loudest tent on site, I'm sure. But all the kids have got like their own little spaces and such. We've got all the dividers and the blackout rooms, so they're not up at crack of dawn, causing mayhem. And it's an air tent, which we have tried one out before, and I've got to say, we did it with a foot pump. Oh my word, it was the hardest process I think I've ever had in my life. We have still got a canvas tent, so that's back up just in case. But my dad's bought a pump, so let's hope that takes out some of that pressure, because that were a tow. So once we've done a first camping trip of the year, which is not looking like it is so close, given that we haven't had nothing but rain since Christmas, pretty much every day, I think, bar one. Which in itself, rain doesn't stop us going camping, but it's really cold. We have some very, very, cold spells. And I know to some countries it'll be nothing, but for us Brits, it feels cold. And kids would just be miserable. We'd be miserable. We'd be waiting to get back, and that doesn't make it a holiday. It just makes it a chore. But yeah, if anybody would like me to sort of video that, I'd be happy to do that. Large holidays. Oh. There's nowhere. In fact, I'm going off piste again. But there's nowhere that you can go as a large family that doesn't sort of treat you like you're some sort of hen party or stag party booking. Even if you do tell them that you are a large family, it's mum, dad, children, and grown-up children, there's always still that like air of, oh gosh, you're going to damage this or you're going to do that, and then there's an extra added expense that goes on to that, plus finding somewhere in the first place that can accept that many people that isn't hostile sort of esque. So yeah, we are, we're stuck with camping for a while, and then we'll see how that goes, but we do actually enjoy it. So maybe not stuck, maybe a little bit freer. I don't think I've got much else that I needed to update on. We have just been plugging along, trying to keep everybody happy, healthy, get the businesses back off the ground so we can start earning again, which is a weight off, because as soon as businesses are taking something, then at least they're filling in the wages that we've been having to fill in the meantime. And it is quite stressful. That anybody that's doing that will know it's there's a whole like weight that sits on you whilst you're waiting for a door to open so that people can, you know, come in, purchase goods, and ultimately pay for some of those costs, which finally it's happened. and that's come off. But yeah, thank you, and please like, subscribe, or comment. Any comments, any sort of criticism or compliments that you might have, or any additional ideas that you want me to sort of cover, broach, anything like that, then let me know. I'm more than happy to try and appease all that. But yeah, it's been great. Thank you. Bye.